Hey guys, it's time for another book haul. I'm in a slightly different location. I have bookshelves everywhere. It's actually a vanity table and I started stacking books on it. And I have a stack there, stack there, stack there, stack there. I have way too many books. It's sad. I actually have my camera stacked up on 5 books. What can you do? This is actually a collection of, I went to Goodwill a couple weeks ago and got a few. And then the used bookstore last week, I actually had 2 bags that I took to trade in. So I got $59 of trade credit. Got 10 books and still have 49 left. So excited about that. And I still have more that I need to take and trade in that are in the closet. So probably at some point in time I'll do that this week. And who knows what kind of book haul I'll have. I have about equal amounts of the short midget paperbacks and then regular size ones. Not really any particular order, so I'll just start. I read this actually in high school and I loved it. I never watched the miniseries, but I should, probably one day. But The Thornbirds by Colleen McCulloch. This is the old copy. I really don't know if they have any updated, because I think this was the one that I had back in the day and lost it, gave it away, or who knows, it might be up in this house. But 10 cents, so I couldn't pass it up to replace my copy, even though it's kind of yellowed. I'm not complaining. I have a hotel, the stickers over it, but it's Hotel Vyndham, Danielle Steele. Not really sure why I bought this, because I stopped reading her in high school. Her books just were not great, so we'll give her another try. This one I saw Reading with Pugs was talking about it because she read the sequel and wasn't overly impressed with it, but I know I had this at one point in time and probably gave it away, but when I saw it and how much it was, I thought, hey, I will get around to it at some point in time. But it is, has fuzzy on it, The Devil Wears Prada by Lauren Weisberger for 15 cents. Yep, I love my bargain section at my used bookstore. This one I got at Goodwill. They were 3 for $1, so I got 3. Lucia by Adriana Trigiani. We'll say that. I have her Big Stone Gap trilogy. I haven't read them yet. Catch Me by Lisa Gardner. I have a couple over there of her books. I've only read one, and I vaguely remember it only because I read it on a dark and stormy night. Legitimately, it was storming, and it was one of those mystery thrillers. Like, it was totally meant to be that I read it at that time, but we'll try that one at some point. Really don't know if I'll ever read this, but the fact that it was 3 for $1. Well, I feel like obligated to turn this in because it is, I think, like a skull copy that someone has lost. But it's The Count of Monte Cristo by Alexander Dumas. This one I saw someone talking, I really don't remember who it was, talking about seeing it for really cheap on, I think, Book Closeouts, and I found it at the used bookstore. Actually cheaper than Book Closeouts, I think. And it's Emily and Einstein by Linda Francis Lee. It's apparently a woman whose husband dies in an accident, and her only comfort is a dog named Einstein. So I'm such a sucker for sweet animal stories, so we'll try that. This was one of the ones I found while I was cleaning, so it's new to me. Beach House by Mary Alice Monroe, set in the Low Country in South Carolina, so this will probably be read this summer since I'm not going back to the beach. And then this one, I remember loving this miniseries like in middle school, high school, but I actually was going to buy a copy the other day at the used bookstore and could not find it, and it's a good thing I didn't because 2 days ago I found it in the closet. But it's Christie by Catherine Marshall and it is busted. It is so beat up. But it takes place, the story takes place like basically where I live, so we'll try it. And then this, oh, hold on. It's so tall I can't even get to the bottom. This is the rest of my bigger books. East of the Sun by Julia Gregson was $1. And this one just sounded interesting, the fact that it's a fat book. But it takes place in India in 1928, and it's an English woman who goes there and is basically teaching these women how to find husbands. It sounded interesting. I think that's my word of the day, interesting. The Little Bride by Anna Solomon, which I do regret buying. I think I have one regret purchase every time I buy books, but when I got home and added this to Goodreads, it had like, I think the lowest review of all the books I own. It was maybe 2.7, 2.8, so if I don't get around to it anytime soon, whatever, because it's $1.25. The House at Tynesford, Natasha Solomons. And this takes place in the spring of 1938, and it's no longer safe to be a Jew in Vienna. So she becomes a parlor maid in England. I'm a sucker for English stories. The Man from Saigon by Marty Leimbach was $1. Makes me curious as to what the price was under it. I think it says $4. So I just remember reading a story, it was young adult when I was in middle school, about a nurse in Vietnam. And it's just, I don't think that was the start of it, but I love anything set in Asia. Although this is not really a happy story. We'll try. I've already read this actually, The Secret Life of Bees by Sue Monk Kidd. I just think I gave my copy away. So this is actually one that I got at Goodwill for $3 for $1. Olive Kitteridge by Elizabeth Strout. I had Oprah. I saw Oprah. Isn't that the magic word to buy a book? A Salty Piece of Land by Jimmy Buffett. $1. I was kind of trying to scope out beach books, so I have a couple. This one actually I have, oh my gosh, honestly I think I bought it 10 years ago. Let's see. At the time it was new. 1996. I know I didn't buy it in 1996. No, I didn't. But I know I was in college, so that's been at least 9 years ago. But Ruined by Reading by Lynn Sharon Schwartz. I think I've tried to read it several times. I lost it and found it. Lost it and found it. And it's a little wordy. But as short as it is, I can plug through. Magnolia, Diana Palmer. This is not really something that I read. But it's... buzzwords for me were 1900, Georgia, and the South. Sucker, sucker, sucker. This was, I think, the only young adult book that I actually bought. Yeah, it was. I've heard a lot about it, a lot of good things. Beautiful Disaster by Jamie McGuire. Just impressed. $1.75. This one has not great reviews, but for the price I bought it. Mermaid Chair by Sue Monk Kidd for 40 cents. I'm almost done. I promise, I promise. The Quickening by Michelle Hoover. This is another that had the buzzwords of 1900s Midwest farming. No, I lied when I said that one was 2.7 was the lowest book review that I had. This was it. And I bought it because it was cheap. Cheap. And then it was signed. Boop, boop. Can't really tell, but I like signed books, no matter if anyone has heard of them or not. But Charleston Kisses by Terry Ward Tucker. And I started to read it and I'm like, it's different. but the blurbs on the back made it seem so, ooh, and that it's Charleston. Apparently nobody liked it. And when I say nobody, I'm being dead honest. We'll do this one. Bufflehead Sisters by Patricia J. DeLois. It's a bestie friends kind of story. And the last one is Mistress of the Revolution by Catherine Delors. And it has really good reviews. Versailles, Paris, Louis XVI, Marie Antoinette. Those are my buzzwords. That's actually all. I don't even think I've bought any Nook books lately. I haven't found any good prices, but that's it. Oh, I am reading. Read 3 books yesterday. They were really short, but that was like, I think the first time I've ever read that much. But Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, C.S. Lewis. Never, ever, ever in my life read C.S. Lewis. Thought about getting that huge bind up of all 7 books and read them. Not necessarily straight through, but have it and read them. But it's cute. I mean, as short as it is, if I lay up in the bed, I can read it tonight. But that's all. I think I've rambled enough for 11 and a half minutes, but let me know what you're reading, what you bought, what you plan on reading, if you've read any of these, if you have any thoughts, feelings, let me know. You might see more of this view. Who knows? Maybe somewhere else. But I will talk to you guys later.